Hannah Getz, and coming up next on WVU News, I'll tell you how one downtown shooting caused a local bar to get its liquor license suspended.
I'm Aaliyah Brown, and coming up on WVU News, I'll tell you how one news outlet kept viewers informed during the debate.
Controversy is spreading throughout America as the presidential race heats up. I'm Taylor Deere, and straight ahead, I'll tell you how the first debate may impact election results. Our Emmy Award-winning WVU News starts now.
Several shootings in downtown Morgantown recently have residents asking, are we safe? I'm Hannah Getz.
And I'm Taylor Deere. One West Virginia University student is lending her voice to help those affected by floods in southern West Virginia.
These stories and more on WVU News, an Emmy Award-winning newscast produced by television journalism students right here at West Virginia University.
An epidemic of gun violence has struck the nation, and West Virginia is no exception. 2 shootings have taken place in Morgantown in the past few months.
In Taylor, the most recent downtown shooting took place on September 25th at Mainstage Morgantown on Chestnut Street. I spoke with officials and witnesses to discover how alcohol could be a trigger for all this violence.
Morgantown is safer than 40% of cities in the U.S. However, over the past few weeks, downtown Morgantown has seen a spike in crime, which includes 2 shootings. Police Chief Ed Preston talks about the relationship between violent crimes and alcohol consumption.
It's the same issue that we've had for years, is the over intoxication of individuals, and when people are over intoxicated, they make very poor decisions.
The most recent shootings happened right here during a concert at Mainstage. After shots were fired, innocent people fought their way out the door and into this busy street.
The show that was going on at the time of the shooting has had a history of violence occurring during performances. I talked to a club bouncer who witnessed the night's events.
There was just like people watching, and there was just like some people were like crying because they didn't know what was happening, and just like crazy stuff. Alcohol and guns like don't mix at all.
Despite this recent spike, violent crimes in Morgantown city limits have actually been declining since 2007. Chief Preston says one topic for the next community meeting will be on what can be done to make downtown safer.
The use and increased use of surveillance cameras, I think, is a tremendously effective tool to not only prevent, but also to help us identify and prosecute people that are engaged in criminal activity. I absolutely believe that.
Chief Preston says the police are doing their absolute best to keep the area safe.
The Morgantown Police Department will soon be hiring more officers to their police force to help with patrols in the next year.
Well, Hannah, gun control legislation is one of the many hot-button issues of this presidential race.
That's right, Taylor. And presidential candidates Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump discussed this issue and more during the first 2 debates of the election season.
And I'm kicking off our team coverage of the debate by hitting the streets of Morgantown. Here's my report on how local residents feel about the 2 presidential candidates.
Millions of viewers tuned into the first presidential debate to watch Trump versus Clinton, but the results show Clinton came out on top and is now 5 points ahead.
Secretary Clinton's running as the candidate of experience, the candidate who knows how Washington works, knows how international politics works, and Mr. Trump's running as the outsider, the businessman who's going to come and shake things up.
Polls say the top 3 issues concerning Americans are the economy, terrorism, and foreign policy, and many people say they want a president they can relate to.
A sense of like the common person, which I would say that Trump has a little bit more than Hillary, because Trump actually has owned a company and a business.
I would say Hillary won. She kept her calm very well. I don't know who I'm a fan of for yet, but she had the best answers.
And while thousands of West Virginia residents tuned in to watch the first presidential debate, millions of Americans were glued to their TVs, 84 million to be exact, making this presidential debate the most watched debate in American history.
It's too early in the general race to count out either candidate, but nevertheless, experts are counting, and Donald Trump interrupted Clinton at least 22 times in 26 minutes of the presidential debate.
We're going to see more outsider candidates, more different kinds of people running for office, and this could be just the first of a few election cycles of a different kind of presidential debate.
Third-party candidates Gary Johnson and Jill Stein will be on the ballots in most states, including West Virginia, but still don't have enough points in the polls to take part in the debates.
After the debates, 1 in 9 voters are still undecided. The 3rd presidential debate will take place in Las Vegas on October 19th.
Many negative things were said during the first presidential debate, but how do you know what is actually true?
Aaliyah Brown joins us now from Social Square to tell us how social media was used to keep the candidates in check. Aaliyah?
Thanks, Hannah and Taylor. Social media exploded during the debate with millions of people posting their opinions about the candidate statements. However, one major news outlet wasn't focused on opinions, just the facts. I found out more about the New York Times live Twitter fact check.
The New York Times held a live fact check on Twitter for the first presidential debate. The fact check consisted of a total of 22 facts on the candidates. The New York Times checked Donald Trump a total of 17 times and Hillary Clinton a total of 5 times throughout the night. Political science associate professor Matthew Jacobsmeyer appreciates the fact-tracking sites and says it helps voters make informed decisions.
It's very rare to find a candidate who doesn't get called out at some point for stating something that's factually not correct.
According to CNN, more than 10.3 million tweets were sent out during the first 2016 presidential debate, beating the record of most tweets sent out during a presidential debate that was set in 2012.
Many WVU students believe that social media has a large impact on the presidential race.
For the most part, I think social media has had a profound effect on this particular election, and I don't see that slowing down in the future.
And experts say that Donald Trump's tweets are more popular than those of any American politician. He has 12 million followers to Hillary Clinton's 9 million.
The second presidential debate was most tweeted in history, reaching 60,000 tweets per minute. Hannah and Taylor, back to you.
Thanks, Aaliyah. Taylor, while some are using social media to talk politics, others are using it to support West Virginians in need.
That's right, Hannah. While posts of the devastation have inspired many to donate money and supplies to the victims, one student was inspired to lend her voice to the cause. Nate Temple joins us now from Studio B at the Media Innovation Center to tell us more. Nate?
Thanks, Hannah and Taylor. Thousands of people donated their money, items, and time to help the flood victims of southern West Virginia. But one WVU student was so moved by the trending hashtag West Virginia Strong that she decided to write a song to help the flood victims. On June 23rd, tragedy struck West Virginia when a flood killed 23 people and destroyed over 1,000 homes. Ever since then, there have been contributions from all over the nation. WVU student Rebecca Burhanu is doing her part in writing a song.
There's lyrics in the one where it says, "Mountain Mama, you taught us to fight and told us that no matter what, no one's left behind." So I guess it's a clear indication that this didn't affect me personally, but just because this is far from my home doesn't mean that we're going to let them suffer too. We're still all one state.
Burhanu, a WVU pharmacy student, created her song West Virginia Strong to bring out the true meaning of West Virginia during tough times.
The inspiration behind it was I saw a hashtag on Twitter, and then, I was like, oh, this is really cool, and I saw celebrities and kind of public icons trying to promote this West Virginia Strong. It was literally WV Strong, and so it prompted me to go read more about it.
On the first day alone, 300 copies of her single were sold. She hopes that her message continues to be spread at a fast pace. You can now find her single on iTunes, Spotify, and Apple Music. All proceeds go towards the relief effort. This is Rebecca's first single with Mon Hills Records, a WVU student-run record label. 100% of the proceeds go to the flood victims through Dollars for Disaster. Hannah and Taylor, back to you at the Waterfront Studio.
Thanks, Nate. While many people and organizations have donated to flood victims in need, one local organization is dedicated to helping those in need get back on track.
Reporter Shannon Cunningham joins us now to tell us where residents can dress for success for free. Shannon?
Thanks, Hannah and Taylor. Over 3,000 people in Morgantown are unemployed, and it's difficult to look your best when job hunting when finances are limited. Business Insider reports that appearance can influence people's perceptions, especially during a job interview. Christian Help wants people to look and feel their best when job hunting, so they are offering to clothe residents free of charge. Christian Help's Career Closet program provides residents with clothing and accessories needed for job interviews. They have items for a variety of occupations, including construction and the medical field.
I've had a couple actually get the job and come in and tell me. and like they're wearing their outfit, and they would tell me that, you know, how glad they were that they chose this outfit. They think the outfit won them the job.
In 2015, the program helped over 1,100 women and 600 men obtain professional clothing. Experts say interviewers decide whether or not to hire someone within the first 10 seconds of meeting.
Obviously, everyone knows your first impressions are, you know, big. So I definitely think looking, you know, perfect is the way to go.
Each customer is allowed 3 outfits and a pair of shoes for free every month.
It gives women, I think it gives them self-assurance for one thing, and it gives them things that they wouldn't be able to afford to buy because a lot of stuff's brand new.
The program is held on the first Saturday of every month from 10 to 1 at their Walnut Street location. For more information about how you can donate or volunteer at Christian Help, you can visit the link at the bottom of your screen.
Thanks, Shannon. Taylor, there are many game day traditions for Mountaineer players and fans.
And Hannah, one of the biggest traditions has crowd fans singing. Sports reporter Nikki Kay tells us more about the roots of one special song.
I'm Nikki Kay, and coming up on WVU News, I'll tell you about one of the most prestigious Mountaineer traditions.
Ready to go? Sometimes the most important lessons are learned outside the classroom.
Are we going the right way?
When you chase the unknown, take a risk, and push beyond your boundaries. That's when you discover who you really are. Every journey starts with a first. Let's go.
Playing football and singing may not always go together, but for the Mountaineers, the best games end with a song.
That's right, Hannah. Sports reporter Jonah Markham joins us now to talk about this tradition. Jonah?
Thanks, Hannah and Taylor. WVU players and fans have gathered together to sing the West Virginia State song Country Roads after a win for 14 years now. Country Roads, Take Me Home. Familiar words to a song the Mountaineer family has sung for all of the 4 2016 games so far. But how did the tradition begin? Sports reporter Nikki Kay tells us more.
In 1972, John Denver recorded Country Roads, and on September 6, 1980, he christened Coach Nealon as head coach and Milan Puskar Stadium as the new home for the Mountaineers. But it didn't stop there. Country Roads is now one of the most prestigious traditions at WVU.
Just that moment on the field, right after a win, right when the clock hit 0, and you hear the guitar strings, you know, go, you know, you just got the W, and you did what you were supposed to do that week.
The WVU marching band has opened up every pregame show since 1972 with the playing of Country Roads. Defensive back coach Blue Adams is new to WVU, but has already warmed up to the tradition.
I think they do a phenomenal job in interacting with the fans and taking that part of the game or that part of our team and carrying on the tradition.
Although the pregame show ritual didn't start until 1972, the Mountaineers didn't start singing Country Roads after wins until 2002, which means the Mountaineers have sang Country Roads right here 125 times.
Jared Harper, a defensive back for the Mountaineers, a Maryland native, takes pride in singing the West Virginia State song.
I mean, definitely, there's no better feeling, you know, after a hard-fought win, you know, singing Country Roads in front of the student section.
Harper says he can't see himself playing anywhere else on Saturdays.
You know, Country Roads, take me home. You know, this is home.
If the Mountaineers maintain their undefeated record, fans will be singing Country Roads a lot more this season. Nikki Kay, WVU Sports, Morgantown.
The Mountaineers are looking to further their undefeated record in the rest of the Big 12 play. Hannah and Taylor, back to you.
Thanks, Jonah. We hope to hear Country Roads a lot more this season. Well, that's going to do it for this week's edition of WVU News. You can visit us online on our website.
You can also watch any of our shows on YouTube, and please follow us and our reporters on Twitter. I'm Hannah Guest.
And I'm Taylor Deere. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.